The second film this evening is Down by Law, directed by Jim Jarmusch. Jarmusch, the best known of the independent new wave directors in America, shot to fame with his wonderful Stranger Than Paradise, which was made for $150,000. He had a much bigger budget for his third film, Down by Law, but this didn't affect his individualism or his originality. It's a unique film, and I think it's one of the more important to come out of America in the 80s. Hollywood today is more than ever a factory town. Most of the studios are owned by multinational corporations. They no longer regard film as an art form, but as a commodity. The profits of the entertainment division are contrasted with those of the oil division and the bottling plant. If the profits are down, they start banking on sequels and equally uninspired formula movies with the same old tried and tested elements. In fact, 18 sequels are being made in Hollywood this year alone. That's why all the films look the same. They use the same streets, the same cameramen, and even the same actors. It's fodder from the land of fast food restaurants. It's not really nourishing, and you've seen it all before. What makes Down by Law all the more refreshing is that it was made without lawyers or accountants looking over the director's shoulder. It was shot in black and white, which in these days of video sales and colorization is very unusual. And it was made by an independent filmmaker, which is a tradition which has never been strong in American cinema. It embodies the use of some rare talents: Robbie Mueller, the Dutch cameraman, better known for his collaboration with Wim Wenders, and three highly original actors, Tom Waits, John Lurie, and the astonishing Roberto Benigni. The story is set in New Orleans in the dense surrounding swamps of Louisiana. An unemployed disc jockey, a small-time pimp, and a strong-willed Italian tourist meet in the confined space of a prison cell. Jarmusch calls it a near-beat noir comedy with an atmosphere that is part nightmare and part fairy tale. It begins in hell and ends in something approximating heaven. Zach, the unemployed disc jockey, is the kind of character who lives in cheap hotel rooms and changes his name every 6 weeks. He is played wonderfully by Tom Waits, who is more widely known as a singer-songwriter with a string of critically successful albums behind him. He has also appeared in a number of Coppola's films, including Rumblefish. The small-time pimp, Jack Romano, is played by John Lurie. As well as being a composer and performer, John is the leader of the avant-garde group The Lounge Lizards. His moody score helps create the brooding atmosphere of the picture and accentuates the rise and fall of their fortunes. Roberto is played by Roberto Benigni, a stand-up comic who is a household name in Italy. We'll be seeing him as lead in the next Fellini film. His buoyancy, adaptability, and humor are an absolute delight, and the film's final outcome testifies to the fact that there is a reward for indomitable charm. Down by Law is about the beauty of misunderstandings. Inertia is the initial impulse. Characters at the bottom end of the scale accidentally getting involved in incidents that send them sliding even further downwards. The limited resources they can draw on, both physically and morally, are barely enough to send them back to the position they started from. Nevertheless, these characters in conflict make good friends. Their relationships are the envy of normal people. It is life without responsibility, poetry at street level, romantic and exotic, hookers, sexy girlfriends, booze, and good music. A note for the faint-hearted: the language in this film is often very strong. The message, though, is always sweet.